We all thought he was done. Even he thought he was done. The last shot, the Mona Lisa of basketball, something one could only describe Michael Jordan's legacy. The greatest player ever in the NBA decided to go out on the highest note possible, another NBA Finals victory. But Mike had to be Mike. After retiring from the league, Jordan became a minority owner and president of basketball operations for the Washington Wizards in 2000. For the first time in his life, Jordan was in the other side of the business. Michael was tasked with making the draft picks, putting together a roster, managing the cap. But every morning, he'd make his way down to the locker room and talk with vets like Popeye Jones, always thinking about making that return to the hardwood. About 6 months before his return, he began a rigorous training routine in anticipation of a comeback. At first, Jordan cooled expectations by saying he was simply trying to shed extra weight he'd gained in retirement. But when he began hosting invitation-only camps for NBA players and then hired his former Chicago Bulls coach Doug Collins to coach the Wizards, the stage was set.
Michael Jordan makes it official and says he is indeed coming back to the game he loves. Of course, last week he announced in a release that he would be rejoining the Washington Wizards as a player. Well, let's go out now to the MCI Center. Michael Jordan.
Looking for was the sense of dominance in situations, taking over, taking control of pickup games, if that can be of any indication. But just as I started to play against some of the other players who played in the league.
All right, Michael Jordan making it official, announcing that he is coming back to scratch the itch, as he said. He wanted to see if he could still dominate the games when he was playing the pickup games, and it feels like he has done just that. The coach of the NBA's first dynasty, Red Auerbach, said that Bill Russell and John Havlicek thought they could still play after they had retired, but when they came back, found that even in practice, they just didn't have it and just didn't want to do it. Michael Jordan obviously still wants to do it, still wants to scratch that itch. The first practice for the Wizards is tomorrow. Their first preseason game a week from Thursday against the Pistons. First regular season game the night before Halloween at Madison Square Garden against the New York Knicks.
Speculation has ended. Rumors confirmed. The greatest player of all time is back, and he's wearing a Wizards uniform.
Who would have ever thought that 99.9% would have come to fruition in this way?
Well, I mean, there's a reason why I didn't say 100%, and you never know.
After announcing his return and donating his entire 2001-2002 salary to September 11 relief efforts, Jordan had fans lined up for tickets, hoping for one more glimpse of the game's greatest player.
You have to box out better than that. I mean, if you don't have your best rebounder in the game, that's a bad sign. Everybody went to the glass, nobody touched the ball.
Michael Jordan takes it inside for his first two.
Wizards are using Michael. He's playing Jackson. He's leaving him to go and help one of other people, and Darren Jackson are making him take the shot.
Jordan for two. And now he's got four. Jordan again brings it down, sheds the defensive three well, and feels it inside. He's hit two in a row.
Well, right here we got a pick and roll, but it's guard on guard. I mean, that's just an easy switch right there, but they don't switch, and they just let him get the open shot. The next time down the court, they run at him before the pick and roll even starts, and Michael is a great passer.
Here's Nesby on top to Whitney, who's hit a couple. Into Jordan, picked up by Anderson and by Harrington. And Michael makes it work.
The Wizards sold out every home game in his 2 seasons there.
So back to MJ. Fadeaway jumper, good.
And Orlando and Milwaukee all finished with the left. Jordan with a focus knows that he'll shoot up over the top of Iverson before the double team gets there.
5 on 4. Now 4 on 3. And Jordan scores. Now Jordan setting up against Glover. Ratliff over to help. Here's Michael. Yes. And Michael Jordan has thoughts to come, and there he goes around Ratliff, who comes over, just creates enough.
In 2001, Jordan went to a workout with the top draft prospects Kwame Brown, Tyson Chandler, and Eddie Curry. As one of the best high school players in the country, Brown was named to the 2001 McDonald's All-American team. The center originally intended to play for Billy Donovan at the University of Florida, but decided to enter the NBA draft.
With the first pick in the 2001 NBA draft, the Washington Wizards select Kwame Brown from Lynn Academy, Brunswick, Georgia.
Georgia High School Player of the Year was Kwame Brown, average 20 points, 13 boards.
Jordan found himself wowed by Brown's domination in one-on-one drills, so much so, in fact, that he made the 6'11" forward center the first high school prospect to be selected with the #1 overall pick.
Washington, John Thompson is there, and I think we recognize the guy with him, Michael Jordan. Take it away.
Michael, Kwame Brown. Amidst a lot of rumors about you guys possibly trading the pick, what possessed you to keep him and go for Kwame Brown?
Well, obviously, you can see he's a well-educated kid. I think he's done a lot in terms of his basketball capabilities. I think it's up to Doug as well as the Washington Wizards to help this kid develop, and he certainly has the skills. Now, we entertain a lot of possibilities, but none could change our minds in terms of what this kid could do in the long range for the Washington Wizards.
To be the first high school player ever selected with the #1 pick in the NBA draft meant that 19-year-old Kwame Brown arrived at training camp as the Wizards' second most valuable player on the team, right behind Jordan. In any other NBA training camp, the media would have mobbed Brown daily, reported on his every doing. But the relentless focus on Jordan enabled the 19-year-old Brown to undergo most of training camp away from intense scrutiny, a lucky thing, as Brown was struggling in training camp, both on the court and in his relationship with the two most important Wizards, Jordan and Collins.
Jordan building. They play a solid game, build on what they did.
Outside of Mike and budding star Richard Hamilton, the Wizards came into the 01-02 season with a combination of promising young talent and steady, if plodding, veterans. For everyone on the roster, those first few practices with Jordan were surreal. He would get the ball and we would just all stand around and watch, recalls Jones, whether I was on his team or not. When the regular season started, Jordan delivered 6 30-plus point performances before the calendar flipped to December.
Jordan setting up against Glover. Ratcliffe over to help. Here's Michael. Yes. And Michael Jordan has got
Then he hung 51 on Charlotte.
McClure is fouled by Jordan. 51 for Michael.
I think that's what they were going for, and I think he'll probably come out of the game now.
And 45 on New Jersey in back-to-back games in December.
35 points.
Then 40 and 41 against Cleveland and Phoenix in back-to-back outings in January.
Seconds left. Wizards need the bucket for the win. Jordan, the jumper. Got it. You got it at the buzzer. Jordan does it to Cleveland again. Michael Jordan with 4 seconds. Fakes, shoots. He did it again. He did it again. He did it again. Michael Jordan, the greatest player of all time.
For Kwame Brown during his rookie year, he would struggle. He appeared in 57 games, but didn't find much success. As a teenager playing against grown men, he struggled to make an impact. But for Jordan, he was in the MVP conversation for a few weeks as the All-Star break approached. But a knee injury that required surgery effectively ended his season early.
Doug Collins had said, I wanted to save you for Wednesday's game against Milwaukee. But when they got to Milwaukee on Wednesday morning, the knee had swollen up. And that was the one thing that had not happened since he had come back from the surgery.
MJ led the Wizards in scoring and made the Eastern Conference All-Star team.
Little stuff, and Jordan ahead of the field. Jordan said, oh, he blew it. Whoa. Oh, goodness gracious.
At that point in the season, Kobe Bryant was the only other player in the league averaging 25, 5, and 5. Jordan announced he would return for the 2002-03 season, and this time he was determined to be equipped with reinforcements, as he traded for All-Star Jerry Stackhouse and signed budding star Larry Hughes. Jordan even accepted a sixth-man role on the bench in order for his knee to survive the rigors of an 82-game season. But a combination of numerous team injuries and uninspired play led to Jordan's return to the starting lineup, where he tried to rebound the franchise from its early season struggles. One of the more memorable games of that year came against the Lakers and Kobe Bryant as they exchanged wins on the year.
Russell did not laugh if you watch some of the things he's done early this year. And then Jordan from the Fisher. Bryant takes it hard off the glass, got a body up. Jordan working on Rick Fox, who's been his, that wasn't there. Jordan turns around over Shaw, and it's good. His moves. What it does is it makes defenses get into Kobe Bryant to Shaw. Shaw into the corner. Corey, three-pointer is good. Russell gives it back to Stackhouse.
Jordan's Wizards would beat the Lakers. Afterwards, Jordan hits Kobe on the butt and says, "You can put the shoes on, but you ain't never gonna fill them." At the time, Kobe was wearing Jordan 8 sneakers. The stage was set for Bryant to get his revenge when the Wizards would come to LA to face the Lakers. Kobe did just that, dropping 42 first-half points on his way to a 55-point outing. Jordan finished with 23 points in the Lakers' 108-94 blowout victory.
Right there, took the game into his own hands and went on a shooting spree that I've never seen before.
Tributes were paid to MJ throughout the NBA that year. In his final game at his old home court, the United Center in Chicago, Jordan received a 4-minute standing ovation.
I've given everything I could to the game of basketball physically. You know, I can still contribute mentally, but I've given everything physically that I could to the games.
After the season, majority owner Pollen fired Jordan as team president, much to the shock of players, associates, and the public. Jordan felt betrayed, thinking that he would get his ownership back after his playing days ended. But Pollen justified Jordan's dismissal by noting that Jordan had detrimental effects on the team, such as benching Hughes for Tyronn Lue, making poor trades, and using the team's first-round draft pick on high schooler Kwame Brown. The Wizards replaced Jordan's managerial role with general manager Ernie Grunfeld.
And right now, it's so much unknown about me that I'm pretty sure they're going to have to think about.
Remember to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.